Hello, I am Joe.
And I'm Dean.
And we're going to do a music review of, we both have them, if you can grab it.
I dropped it, that's why.
Infernal Opera's The Avenging Phoenix. Ah!
Look at that cover art.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's pretty nice. Do you want to speak first? I guess we'll go through the tracks and see what we think of the album.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like a good plan.
Right, I'll let you talk and then I'll tell you what I thought. How about we do, like, you go first and I'll go. Like,
And we'll just wing it.
Alright, let's wing it. Kip Winger.
Wing it.
Okay.
Okay, so the first track is The Incarnate, which is actually just a, like an intro track into the next song, which is Uprising.
Mm-hmm.
So, on to the next song.
Well, I had some things. I had little notes I made sure I took.
Oh,
I thought I like the fast-paced, kick-in-the-ass start of the album. I think Uprising is really cool, and I like the I don't think that the intros, like, there's two segue songs on here. I'll get to the other one in a second, but the Incarnate I think is a good. It's like setting a tone. It's setting a mood, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like how the second track has this kind of fast, like, in-your-face thing going on.
It's a really good opener, excluding the intro track, because it really just, like, kind of gets the listener just up and grabs your attention. It's like, hey, you're coming on for a ride. And just...
Yeah, I think it's a good thing when you start an album to, like, let people know that. Like, I think it's better to start out fast to kind of suck them in, and then go with the mid-tempo songs, which is what they did on this album, which I think I commend them for that. It's a good idea.
Yes.
So I guess the next one will be Power Lord,
Which is my personal favorite on the album.
Of the whole album?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, it's just has this epic feel about it. Almost in the vein of like Painkiller, Judas Priest. Just chanting the I wouldn't really say protagonist, but like the character, Power Lord, Painkiller, that kind of thing. And what?
It makes you think, when I see Power Lord, I think of, like, the Phantom Lord. Like, I think of, like, Metallica for a second.
I mean,
which
if you look at the dude, I don't know if this is lining up right because I can't see the camera.
I know, I have my notes up here.
But I mean, that is the Phantom of the Opera skull.
Oh, yeah.
At least that's what I'm assuming that is. Otherwise, I look like an ass.
That's a good. No, it's cool to have guesses. We have to have our theories. It makes us cool to have that, right?
But but yeah, that whole song is my favorite. It's just really grabs you, and the gang vocals at the end are just really awesome. It really adds to it. You have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I like how they always use gang vocals in a lot of their songs anyway. But I do like the repetition of that at the end. It kind of reminds me of back when I was really into, like, strictly power metal when I was younger. It kind of makes me think back when I was younger. I'm like, oh, cool. It kind of puts me in a nostalgic vibe with that song.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I would critique on it would be at the beginning with that rising scream from Volpe.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about it off camera, obviously. I feel like that could have been volume-wise raised up a little bit higher, because it seems to be not really lost, but kind of overly mixed in with the guitar.
Yeah,
so it's hard to.
We both agreed on that.
Yeah, hard to hear it.
We thought that she should be up a little bit more with that, because it's because I like what she does as a vocalist, where she doesn't go over the top where it's unnecessary, but when she's going for that, I would like that to be brought up in the mix a little bit so I could hear it a little more, because it's a really cool note, and I like what she was doing there. But
yeah. You
guys did what you did, and I'm sure you have plenty of reasons for why you did it. That's just our personal opinion. What are you gonna do? So, next one of my favorites, Arm the Dead. I like this one a lot because it's a first taste of the bluesy action vocally, and I like this kind of slow, trudgy vibe of the riffs. That, like, I like that. I like that kind of feel of it. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like, it's kind of sucking me in. It's kind of doing that thing where it went from fast, and I wouldn't even say this is. I said slow. It's not quite too slow. It's still kind of got you moving a little bit, but then it's kind of preparing you for the rest of the album.
Yeah. I really don't have anything to add on that one. It's just a good, solid song, in my opinion. So, there you go.
Sinister Angel. I was just gonna say something about this, and I'll let you talk about it. I think that it's got that really strangely like happy intro, which kind of intrigues the listener because I'm kind of at this point used to kind of having this kind of dark vibe through the album, and it's like, oh, it kind of reminds me of a clip from Storm Rider by Iced Earth.
Oh yeah,
like the intro kind of has this kind of like I like picture the clouds parting. I'm like, oh, and then the chords change a little bit. And it gets a little bit more dark.
Yeah.
But I feel like this song, in my opinion, it is a good song. But I think "Arm the Dead," the next song that we're going to talk about, I think this song is used as almost like a transitional piece to kind of gap between two already great songs. It is a good song. But with "Arm the Dead," another song we're going to talk about, "The Devil Himself," after this, it's those songs are so good that between this, it's kind of like the sandwich of the songs. Like it's used to kind of go, okay, well, this is going to set you up for the next thing. That's going to be like, wow.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like the intro bit is kind of a bit lengthy.
Yeah.
Just kind of pulls just a teeny bit too long for my taste.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something that would go from listener to listener.
Yeah, I actually like the intro. That's
yeah,
one. There's other ones on here we'll probably
yeah,
have
of course,
yeah.
But of course, I'm the right one, and you know.
Shut up! I'll break your glasses. I'm gonna smash them.
Oh well, that'd be rude. Next song, "The Devil Himself."
Oh.
No, not Hansi.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Is I would put in second place for my favorite track.
Mm-hmm.
Second favorite. It's just really good, and the chorus is excellent, and it's really catchy too. I really like that. So
I like how it builds from the intro.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things where that chorus gets stuck in my head all the time. Like
yeah, exactly.
I'll be like doing something. I could be making Easy Mac and it gets stuck in my head. I don't have Easy Mac currently, and there's a recall on the macaroni and cheese from Kraft, so be careful. But anyway, that it's the whole song. Just every transition is really solid.
Mm-hmm.
The guitar work in it. I mean, this whole album so far, and actually, if you continue listening, the bass and the drums. I mean, they are a supporting cast to really great guitar solos and really cool vocal melodies. But everything is really solid. The bass is like cutting through in every track. It's not hidden ever. It's always got this thump, this presence, over top everything, which is really good and necessary. I think the technique he uses is good too because he plays with his fingers, so he sets a good tone for himself. And Mike's drumming is solid. Like pretty much if you're listening intently to the drums. When there's a transitional piece and you're like, man, it'd be really cool if he went to this symbol. Like he does that. He does what the listener, like what you're intending him to do, and it's like awesome. Like it's good. It's catered for you, which I really enjoy. I don't want to leave you guys out, so I want to say that earlier. But track 7, Siete.
Upon the Blade.
Yes.
It's a good, solid track. It's bluesy.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm talking like this.
Oh my god. I like how it just like it was like so serious and it just went bad. Yeah, I wrote that the bluesy thing too. It was another taste or second taste of I would say the bluesiest kind of vocal delivery kind of makes it bluesy. And the solos have that throughout the album a little bit too with the solo. They always have this kind of like uninhibited vibe to them, but the chorus is catchy. And it's definitely one of my favorites. I put an asterisk next to that one.
The chanting's pretty good too. The "Upon the Blade."
Yeah. The little Slayer "Upon the Blade." It's like
yeah.
You kind of like fucking breaks shit. Like I like it. Well, 8 is again the other segue.
Yeah, that's my favorite track on the whole album.
Oh yeah.
No, it's just a simple intro segue, as you said, track. It's like 30 seconds long or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool, and it goes right into the next song, "Sight Beyond Sight." There's really nothing else to say about number 8. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, number the "Sight Beyond Sight." The guitar riffs are very catchy in the song. I think the guitar actually, the guitar riffs in the song, I think are the centerpiece, and her vocals are kind of like resting on top. Which I like. She's almost being the supporting cast, like an instrumentalist at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should pay really close attention to it. The solos are very, very sexy on this. I like them a lot, so that's how I thought about that song.
Okay. All right, number 10 is the "Eyes in the Dark." It is a dedication to King Diamond / Merciful Fate. And now we were joined by Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good song. It's really awesome. Got anything to...
Oh, I have a lot. I wrote a freaking paragraph on it.
All right, we'll read your paragraph then.
Okay, Eyes has my favorite intro on the album. I love the lonely, desolate guitar in the intro. Evil doers, huh? I thought King Diamond liked writing about evil stuff. No, I'm just kidding. But I can definitely hear the call and response being a reference to King Diamond. With how her vocals are EQ'd in the background, I can totally vibe. I understand where they're going with that. The transitions are really great, and I like how they go back to the intro. They bring it back up again. Mm-hmm. I could tell a lot of passion was put into this particular song. I mean, not to mention the fact that you're like, yes, King Diamond, Merciful Fate, but musically, I can tell you guys worked really hard on it. And it shows. I put an asterisk next to that. That's another one of my favorites on the album.
Number 11 is the Forgotten Pharaoh, which, just for me personally, that title kind of just pulls you in, kind of thing. Yeah, not always to go with the judging a book by its cover, whatever, but sometimes the title does pull you in. It's like, oh, cool, Pharaohs, Forgotten, awesome.
Yeah, actually, I would have to say, man, this probably has to be my favorite song on the album. I mean, it's between this and, like, I don't know, man. I mean, the devil himself has really grown on me, but I really do. Forgotten Pharaoh, just basically, it hits all the right spots. Yeah, ooh. I like the vibes of the song. We were talking about the chugs of it are really great. There's a nice little subtle harmony that you hear in the background that Volp's doing. And if I say Iced Earth vibe, but anything with that kind of minor key that they're doing, that Egyptian minor, has that kind of Egyptian feel to it. I love the chorus. It has the sexiest solo, and then every transition is impressive. Yeah, every transition is impressive, and it isn't predictable. Like, because you think of something kind of going slow and trudgy, and you're like, okay, well, it's gonna go here, and then it's like, na 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 na. You're like, but it doesn't stay in that same realm. It bounces around. It's just a really impressive song. It probably is my favorite on the album, honestly.
Hails.
Hail to the king! I'm just kidding, don't hit me. That was an Avenged Sevenfold reference. I shouldn't even say their name. I apologize. What do you want to say? I'll let you go first on your hails.
Nothing.
He can't talk now. I think this song is a really good live song. I'm not going to put it as one of my favorites of the album because of it's got so much stiff competition between everything else on the album. But I will say I love the little dive bomb things that the guitar's doing. And I love, this is what I put, I love this straightforward, don't give a fuck attitude. And the nice chanting at the end.
Yeah, the chanting is really cool.
I think what they wanted to do was to have something that was straightforward and heavy and kind of just to make way for an epic outro. I think that's what they're trying to set up the listener for. Kind of like a last hurrah on the album. Like, okay, here's this kind of like, whatever, we're just going to give it to, we're going to bring it, and then we're gonna build up this big epic thing towards the end.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so the last and title track of the album, The Avenging Phoenix. Wouldn't it suck if this wasn't been recording the whole time?
It is recording, because I hit record earlier, and we've been on for 13 some minutes, so we're good.
Alright, just making sure.
Yeah.
Because it would kind of suck.
Okay.
Anyway, this is the final, as I said, track. I think it's the longest, possibly.
Possibly, yeah, because I was looking on that.
The atmospheric intro we had some notes on, so you want to talk about that?
I'll read my whole paragraph.
Well, I interject as needed.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it's yeah, we like the intro to that. I actually wish it was longer, but this is something you might disagree on.
Yeah, I disagree on that. I personally feel that it is just the right amount of like length, I guess. To
that's what she said.
I knew it was coming. That's what she said. No, it's just long enough to kind of get your attention, and then begins the actual song. And of course, that also kind of that atmospheric intro turns into an outro at the end, which kind of like I like that kind of book ending in a song when you have the Phoenix and the flames and all that stuff. You do that with other songs. I don't have any examples right now, but I
think they ended it really well.
Yeah.
I like the build up of the song. there's a time change, like right when it's building up, and then they throw you off, and it goes into a different timing.
Yeah.
And it kind of is a Slayer riff, which I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
it does.
cool. It's like they're still holding on to like, oh, it's not going to be completely epic. Like, there's still this heavy like, for the last song. Some of the solo sections are just downright ridiculous with the guitar solos. Like, it's just like, holy shit. In this particular song, which I think can go unnoticed because other songs have more of a hooky guitar rhythm riff. But if you listen to the actual solos on the song, it's like really crazy.
Yeah.
And to me, I think the vocals of this, it's not as intense on going into great detail about this Avenging Phoenix. I feel like I use the word motif, but I feel like the whole song is like a motif to this character. Kind of like everything has a lot of room to breathe, where it's how to describe it? Like, she's just it's kind of like the earlier track where she's supporting at parts of the song. She's being very supportive to the music, and other parts the vocalist is coming back in there and kind of hitting strong. But like, again, it's not overly detailed. It's just kind of like this motif of this character, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And the outro, and because of how the intro was, it ends with me wanting more because it kind of cuts off, and I'm like, oh, but that's a good thing because it makes you want to start the whole album again. That's what you want from a listener to get. You want to get the kind of, man, that's really cool. Like, not that it feels unfinished, but like, I wish there was more is what you want them to say, and that's what you end up saying after listening to it. So that's a very good thing. I think with repeated spins, too, I think you gain appreciation for other tracks on here, like I said before, that are almost like transitional pieces to in my opinion, better tracks. Because, right now, this last track is not my favorite. My favorites are Arm the Dead, The Devil Himself, what else did I put? Upon the Blade, 9, Sight Beyond Sight,
And the Eyes in the Dark.
yeah, and Forgotten Pharaoh. So those are all my favorites. But if I had to rate this out of 10, I would give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. It's hard for me to be a perfect album because it's like you'd have to hit on. I have a bias myself, so you have to hit on every little thing I like. But I think they did a good job. It has a wide variety on the album, and I think a lot of their stuff really stuck the landing. So I would say 8.5. What would you say?
I would say an 8.6.
Oh my!
Just to one up.
Oh my god!
But no, each song I feel is good and it can stand alone. With honestly excluding the segue tracks and the Sinister Angel, that one I think has to grow on me a bit. I'm not saying it's a bad song.
I feel the same way though. We agree on that.
It just needs to, I was going to give it a couple more listens to form an opinion either way, because right now I'm kind of just like, on it. But production-wise, it sounds great. Yeah, the whole album.
It's something I always mention. Actually, their production on this is actually better than their last album, which was already really, really good. Yeah. So, if you guys haven't heard it, you should definitely check out the Avenging Phoenix by Infernal Opera.
Yes.
Like, it's a very good album, and they're local, to Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, where we're from. And they're putting out quality work, so, I mean, it's something that we really appreciate. A local band doing something like this. It's awesome.
Indeed.
But I think that's all we have to say. So, I'm going to take this off so I can see myself now. He can see himself. Tim Ettles, I am Joe Sharp, and it's been a pleasure.
I'm Dean. It has been fun.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye.